On this side of the world, it is Thursday, August 12th, the 12th day of RPG A Day 2021. And really, when you think about it, we're getting very, very close to the halfway mark of this entire marathon. That point where it starts to get a little easier, right? In what now seems like the normal state of things, I had some difficulty choosing between the prompts. Each one seemed as enticing as the others. We had the large print prompt, Think. We had the opportunity to jump the deep, and hopefully arise in triumph. But today, I feel compelled to explore the uplifting support of consensus. Growing up, a quality in common that a lot, certainly not all, but a lot of the people that I would game with all had, was a preference for a smaller subset of friends. And one of the ways that these small and somewhat insular groups of people had of finding and defining themselves as a group was through discovering that they liked some or all of the same things. You could recommend music, or you could recommend a book, or you could recommend whatever to them and see that spark of recognition. It might be hard at first to make that initial recognition, but the payoff was worth it. They discovered that they liked some or all of the same things, or that they at least enjoyed having good-natured arguments about them. When it came to gaming, groups built under this premise had a real advantage over groups with a shifting roster of curious but not invested players. Not just in terms of stability and a chance to form lasting friendships, but also in the quality of the experience. These groups, built shyly from individuals of like mind, had the power of consensus baked into their experience. Even before play began, they already knew what the other players would like despite themselves, or would tolerate, because they themselves shared the same sensibilities. Geography, limitations on media access, and the very real isolation of the pre-internet world enhanced the chances of a group enjoying the benefits of consensus without having to work for it or to learn how to achieve it. It feels good to be a part of a group that enjoys what you contribute. When you hit the right note, the note that must be there at the right time and in the right way, or when you hit a surprising but harmonious note, the smiles and evident enjoyment adds to and intensifies the experience. It makes you want more. It feels good to be a part of a group that recognizes when things get away from you, recognizes when you hit a sour note, a note that should not be there. It's great to feel that even though they might be disappointed in what you have contributed right now, this time, it doesn't change the joys of the past or the expected joys of the future. Everyone makes mistakes. It seems like it would be nice if being in sync with the group could be effort-free all the time, but then, honestly, we would just not appreciate it. At some point, the groups of childhood seem to almost unilaterally give way to new and different groups. Some good, some not. At some point, the need for establishing some form of consensus, note clearly, not consent, occurs to people, and they learn how to work their way back to that state of harmony with their fellow players, which most likely was due to pure luck when they were kids. Unsurprisingly, to gain consensus, we have to do something which may never have occurred to us as kids. We have to talk with each other about what we want, which of course means being aware of what that is in the first place, or at least being willing to explore ideas. A lot of people are getting distracted right now by flipping the focus from what we want play to be like in terms of genre to what traumatic things we don't want to have happen in play. But I think we can trust that most of those people have their hearts in the right place. By remembering to find out and to keep on finding out what our friends and fellow gamers like, what they've enjoyed before, what they hope to do again, what great surprises they still talk about, and what they can't believe turned out to be so much fun, we get a sense of our common bonds, our common interests, our common dreams, and our group's likely fluid area of consensus. First, we talk with the players. Then, we choose the right game for those players. And through it all, we choose to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problems. If you're a little curious and have some time to see how this plays out in my circle of friends, take a look at our All for One Régime Diabolique playlist. There's a lot of videos. All for One Lights in Darkness was a campaign, still is a campaign, which involves rotating game masters in a shared campaign world. It's all about identifying the core of the experience that we hope to bring to life and working together to do so, sharing all the responsibility and benefiting from all of the fun. Take a look. The link is in the show notes and embedded in the blog. If you go directly to the YouTube channel, you can find it under All for One Actual Plays. Amusingly enough, tomorrow is the 13th. It's not a surprise, because the 13th often follows the 12th, maybe always follows the 12th. But it's Friday the 13th, and some people will amuse themselves by being afraid or cavort in superstitious awe of the day, and others will celebrate it. So I'm looking forward to a good day of responses tomorrow. Our prompts are flood, doom, pool, and improvise. And there's certainly some thematic responses to the day present in that list. So, how are you going to follow the drive of Friday the 13th? I look forward to hearing or seeing or reading it tomorrow. You have been listening to the Casting Shadows podcast, which is an extension of the Casting Shadows blog and Casting Shadows on YouTube. The blog can be found at castingshadowsblog.com, and on YouTube we're found under the name of Runeslinger. This month of August 2021 is the 8th anniversary of starting RPG A Day. RPG A Day is an exercise in positivity, talking about one idea about RPGs positively every day for each of the days of August. If you stumble across an RPG A Day post that you like, or if you've written one that you like, please share it. Hashtag it RPG A Day 2021. Follow the hashtag and read other people's comments on the same set of prompts. If you like what they're doing, let them know. If you really like what they're doing, share it. Keep in mind always that this is about talking positively about the hobby. We can talk trash anytime. Take care.